Welcome back to Wedding Mayhem. How are you?
I'm well.
We have Holly from Blank Canvas Weddings.
Hello. Lovely to see you.
Jumping in as co-host again.
Oh, lovely to be back. Thank you.
Had so many messages last time you were on.
Good ones.
Yeah. Good ones about how you're explaining, venues and presentation and stuff like that. So on the back of that, we thought we would do, I know you don't like this word, budget.
I don't like this word. It's a dirty word.
Your husband tell you the budget.
Yeah, my husband's an accountant, so I hear this word a lot, but I tune out.
Yeah, but I think.
But for you, I will talk about it.
Yeah, so I want to talk about budgets, but and DIY too. But it doesn't necessarily need to be cheaper or cheap.
Even the Beckhams have a budget.
Yeah,
we all have something that we're working towards in anything we're doing, but particularly in a wedding, you have that sort of pot of cash, don't you? You want to make sure you're spending it all in the right way. So I think it's very important we talk about this.
Very important. But before we do, how's your week been?
Very good, thank you.
You've had air conditioning put in your gaff.
We've had to have air conditioning put in. I haven't told my sisters though because they're really, really eco.
Oh.
So I haven't told them. It's not on the family chat.
Oh.
But I'm sleeping well. My room is nice and cool. Yeah. And the dogs are happy.
Is it not noisy?
No, it's not noisy at all. It's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it, actually. Because also I was worried it would sort of make you feel, when you sleep in a hotel, you wake up, you're a bit, ugh, but it filters the air, so it's really good.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so you've not told them?
No, I haven't told my family.
My husband told me, we went out for a meal on Sunday and he was saying about, chat GPT and stuff like that, and he went, do you know for every every question that you ask chat GPT, you're basically using a litre of water.
Is it that much?
Yeah.
I don't use ChatGPT.
I know, yeah, but any AI or anything or any storage, because basically these machines are, I thought we should go up into the cloud. And he said, no, it's obviously been stored somewhere, and these computers are obviously using extra power and they need water to cool these computers down. I was like...
No, I suppose it makes sense. It's not something
fun.
I think about though.
No,
we're in a wonderful wedding bubble.
It's not sexy, is it?
No, it's not. But no, I'm very well. We're in the middle of wedding season. Yeah. Loads of fabulous weddings, lots of happy couples. It's all very exciting. Well, really lovely.
I did a first yesterday. Thank God we're filming this in the evening and not in the morning, because I don't think I would have been fit state to come in.
What did you do?
I got very drunk.
Oh, we've all been there. I know. No judgment.
It's only next door. It's shout out to number 15. It's like a bar and restaurant.
Oh, they do brunch, don't they? There.
They do, yeah. And so they're not open Monday, Tuesday. So they hosted a party.
Oh.
So I went to a dog's birthday party.
Oh my God, I love that.
It was brilliant.
That is so lovely.
They took the dogs, everything. It was, and like he knew it was his birthday. Bradson was like greeting everybody. He was so happy. He was throwing his boy. Honestly, it was all the dogs came. They all had their treats and everything.
No fighting.
No fighting. Well, they're friends anyway. Oh. So you only invite your friends to your party, don't you? And but being like wine on tap. So before I know it, my glass is filling up. It's like they're never ending.
And when you've been busy at work and then you go out, that's when
I hadn't eaten.
Yeah, that's not good.
I know, because it's right next door. So I literally nipped over, messaged John, hoping that when he came home from work, that he could come and have a drink and then take me home.
But he had to take you home over his shoulder.
Well, I won't know until I get home in a minute. Because he left very early this morning. No discussions were had. But I actually do not remember.
I blame the dogs.
Yeah. And the landlord. So, and I had to get up really early and go to the dentist.
Oh my God.
In the middle of having a crown fitted. And he left it open.
Could he not cope with the booze?
That's what Toby said.
The poor dentist was probably getting drunk off your odour. Probably could. To stop halfway through.
Honestly, it's been a morning and I was driving along and we discussed it on an episode, but basically I lost a grasshopper in the car.
Oh my God.
It was on Lauren's present. It was like a rose bush, and I saw it, and then it just hopped off, and it was somewhere in my car. But I was really distraught because it was in my car. So I'm coming from my house to a studio, and obviously completely different towns. I'm leaving his family and friends behind. Don't get me started on this. Tom Jones over there says that they don't have families.
Well, they must have some.
They must have a community, grasshopper community. Anyway, so I got really upset on this. I've been trying to find the grasshopper in this car. It's been 2 weeks, and then I'm driving along. So I drive. Indicator. And I look from side, and there's the grasshoppers actually on my window.
Oh my God.
But then I'm panicking, thinking, shit, it's going to jump on my head.
Was the window up?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and also I didn't want it to like disappear again.
In your hair. Oh,
and I didn't want to jump out the car and then distribute it into an area it doesn't know. But we all made it home, and I managed to get it out of the car and place it.
Oh, good. So where is it now?
It's back home.
Back where it belongs.
Reunited with all his friends and family. They'll be having a party tonight.
Oh,
you know.
So it all I love how you look after all God's creatures.
Yes,
you're so not just brides.
Not just brides. Everybody has feelings. Do you know what I mean? They do. Should we delve in?
Let's.
So
you've got some questions.
Yeah. So basically, you guys have been fantastic. So I put out a social media post. I popped it into some of these groups as well, saying, look, we need some advice. So, where are you, saving money? What are you doing yourself? What are you going without?
Yeah. And I think it's a really important thing to talk about, because years ago we had wedding magazines that you could go to for advice, but because they don't really exist anymore. And the internet is
weren't they biased though?
They weren't
paid adverts.
Yeah, they were all paid adverts. But it gave you, I don't know, it was a bit more of a kind of
insight
and what do you do in what order and so on. And actually the prices that they used to put with things were always bananas, never really realistic.
Upsetting all the suppliers.
You had a sort of place to go to, whereas now you just have the entire internet, which it must be so confusing for couples because everyone is saying, this is the most important thing. I mean, I saw something recently on Instagram where a photo booth company was saying, your wedding won't be a wedding without this photo.
I hate it when they do that.
I'm like, okay, yeah, very nice thing to have, but it's not the essential. It's not the be all and end.
Wedding bullying.
Yeah, it is. But if you've got that, this is the most important thing from absolutely every single supplier. It's a minefield. So I think it's very important that we clear the dust and help everyone.
Definitely. And I think, when you are newly engaged or you think about getting engaged, I know it's boring and I bloody hate a spreadsheet. John loves one, but I think it's important to write down maybe a list at the same time of going, right, what's really important to you? Yeah. If a photographer's not that important, what are you going to do for photos? Because trust me, you'll
regret not having good pictures.
Not having those memories, because they're the things that you're going to be left with at the end when the dust has settled. And so, but I don't think you need to compromise too much to get it into a decent budget.
No, not at all. I think it's very important as well to be realistic with your guest list. As a wedding planner, I see this quite a lot where couples will say, we want 150 guests, but this is our budget. And you're like, well, you couldn't take 150 people to Pizza Express for that price.
Right.
You've got to be realistic with the number of people you're inviting and the times that they're at the wedding. We had a wedding a couple of weeks ago where they had 20 people for a really intimate ceremony, which was really lovely, civil ceremony outside, really beautiful at Littlefield Manor in Guildford. And then they had reception, drinks and photos with those 20 guests. And then they had an additional 30 guests join that element of the day.
Okay.
They all had a meal and then additional evening guests.
Oh, so they do it in 3?
Yeah, they did like 3 sections and it worked beautifully. It was lovely, really wonderful. Obviously, I was there to coordinate it all, so of course it was fabulous. But it was a really nice way of, the bride didn't want to feel too overwhelmed with too much of a large
We talked
group.
about this in a previous episode with, girls writing in saying, I have ADHD, I have autism, the feeling of being overwhelmed on the day. So that is a great tip.
And it can completely ruin the wedding plans, because the entire planning time, the bride's thinking, I don't want 100 people staring at me as I walk down the aisle. And also for some people, that is just a really personal moment. And they don't, well, it's always personal, but they don't want to necessarily have everyone they know in that space at that time. So doing a smaller ceremony is really lovely. And of course, that way as well, you're not spending as much on reception drinks because it's a smaller people. Yeah. Obviously, you need to do drinks with the meal, but you'd be doing that anyway. So there are some things there that you can do to make it a bit.
Because are the evening people being fed?
Yeah, I mean, you do need to do something. Otherwise, everyone's just wasted. They'll end up like you.
Quite controversially, but I did actually put on my invitations for the evening guests, please eat before you come. I had, what did I have? A hog roast. I had a hog roast. But the venue couldn't tell me how many people that would feed because they didn't know what they were getting until the day.
Right, okay.
So they, I could elect to go for a bigger one. So I did that. So actually people did eat. In fact, people that didn't come to the during the day, the evening guests all met each other in the local, nice. So especially if they knew each other and they all then went for meals. So I put a few restaurants
that's
dotted around.
Yeah.
to give them ideas. So if they went for like a long lunch or something like that, it's great because then they actually met other guests there that they didn't know. So when they came, they all...
That's a really clever idea. And also thinking about the timing that people arrive, because if you invite your evening guests at 6, well, they can expect to have food.
Yeah.
And obviously you want them there for the whole of the evening. You want the music part to be as long as possible.
So not to feed them, could you ask them to come start it at 8?
You could do, but then you haven't got that much time. You want it. It's a really tricky one because I always think you've got to have something for the evening guests.
Yeah.
But then there are ways that you can do the food in a much less expensive way. You could even do a massive cheese board set out.
Yeah.
You could get your own cheeses if your venue lets you do that.
Yeah.
And, you can have a waitress on site to keep it replenished, set it out, make it look pretty, keep everything looking gorgeous and cleared away and everything because you don't want it all looking messy. Yeah. But you could have really lovely like pork pies, cheeses, grapes.
So you're doing a grazing table,
yeah,
really,
more of a grazing table. That works really well.
Okay.
And that's a much less expensive way.
So I thought what I'd do is just run through. Well, I had some top tips from suppliers. What do I do first? Suppliers or brides? Let's do brides.
Let's do brides because then the suppliers.
Right. Bridesmaids paid for their own dresses and the tailoring. They also did their own hair and makeup, and we all did a day of practicing. It was such fun.
Love that.
So you can make a bit of a party, can't you? Get the canopies out, and it could be like like a hen do, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
I love that idea. I think that's lovely.
When we did Bridesmaids in the Boutique, it was 50-50. Brides were either being expected to pay or thinking that they had to pay, but a lot of brides coming in. Bridesmaid coming in saying, right, I'm paying for my dress. What has she ordered?
I think the trick there is to be relaxed about it though, because I think if the bride is going to say that is the dress, those are the shoes, this is then it becomes a bit regimented and a bit too strict, particularly if those things are getting expensive. Yeah, your friends would be buying an outfit for your wedding anyway. Yeah, if my friend said to me,
but if they're bridesmaids, I just feel
buy the outfit.
I disagree.
In what way?
Because I feel that if they're bridesmaids, it should be a uniform.
Oh no, it should be uniform, but I think the bride needs to be a little bit more relaxed with the choices of things,
right?
So that they fit the budget for the bridesmaids.
Yeah,
because it's not really fair to go.
But
these Chanel shoes are the only thing you're wearing.
Right. Yeah. So if you're saying you're paying for it,
there's got to be a bit of leeway.
You've got to look.
It's like the movie Bridesmaids, isn't it? When she goes in and she's like, "Let's like this little dress." And those dresses are obviously quite expensive. Yeah. So I think it's important to kind of get an idea from your bridesmaids, and maybe it's a case of the bridesmaid putting in 50 quid, 100 quid per dress to top it up or towards accessories or something. Yeah. And I think with makeup, if you're going to get your bridesmaids doing it themselves, I think that's lovely. And pre-doing it is a really good idea. Making sure they've all got the sort of colours you want, giving them an idea of the sort of look that you want them to have. Yeah, and that's tricky. It's particularly with makeup as well, because some girls like heavy makeup and other girls don't wear makeup. So to find a compromise, especially particularly if you want them all to look the same, that's tricky conversation. So I think you can do that, but you've got to have a good lot of crew really to make sure that they do that. And doing a rehearsal of it is a really good idea. Yeah, because also it makes it more fun. Yeah. And that girl that wears weird eyeliner, you can tone it down a bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Make it a bit more of a laugh. And they could all bring their ideas to the table. Yeah. Totally. And then they fix it. So there's no squabbles like, oh no, I don't want that. I don't, So I really like that one. That's a lovely idea. We have gone for titanium wedding rings. They look good and still represent the same thing, but cost a fraction of the price. I've never heard of that. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. So, you can go and make your own wedding rings as well. You can, yeah. So, or even using, it might be worth speaking to the family and seeing if you've got any jewellery from relatives that they don't actually wear anymore. Cash for gold. Yeah, and having it melted down into your... Yeah, well, there was. Yeah. I don't know whether it's on here. My cousin did that. My grandmother had a lovely necklace and she had it melted down. It was a necklace that was gold that she was never really going to wear after my grandmother passed away. So she had it melted down and made into her wedding band. I love that. There was somebody actually that wrote in... Oh, where is that? Actually, one thing we should mention, if the bridesmaids are doing their own makeup, you've got to make sure they know how long they've got in the morning. Right. Don't let them just relax and have a long breakfast. Okay. Yeah, you've got to be really strict with them. Like at 11, you all have to be ready. Right. Okay. At 12, you've got to be in your dresses or be so give them a timeline. Yeah. That is a really top tip. Lie to them. Tell them it's half an hour earlier than you really need. Yeah. Because it's more often than not. They run late. it's the bridesmaids that are literally, I've had it so many times, when you're about to walk into the ceremony, the bridesmaid goes, actually, I just need the loo. And they just wander off and you're going, no, the music started. You can't just go to the loo.
Yeah.
Or, oh, my lipstick's over.
Yeah.
No.
Because we have to, because if you've not watched any of the other episodes, why not?
I mean, where have you been?
Rude. But go back, because you do blank canvas weddings. So you're actually on the ground.
Yes, exactly.
You're there.
Yeah, so I've been a wedding planner for years and years. And the business I own runs weddings in lots of different venues. So we have a portfolio of beautiful spaces that couples can take over and then create their day in that space, but fully supported.
Yeah, so you see it all.
Yes, I do. I do. But it's because we run the day as well. So the whole of the wedding coordination is done by us, by myself and my lovely team. So no, it's quite shocking as well how bridesmaids sometimes, lovely girls, but they don't
really of what's going on. No.
And
they haven't been in all the meetings.
No, exactly. And they often feel like it's like a night out sort of thing, rather than you've actually got to do this on time, and there's actually a bit of a structure here.
I can't find the question on here. It will come up, but basically, we're talking about the rings.
Yes.
She literally combined her nan and her great nan. I think, and a mum. I think she had 3 rings. Oh no, for her granddad, combined them and got them made as one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
that's so poignant.
Yeah. And how many things have you got in your jewellery box?
You don't really wear.
You don't wear, or they don't fit your fingers anymore.
And they're sentimental, but only because you remember your grandmother wearing them. But actually, melting that down and creating something that you will wear forever is really wonderful.
Hands up, my second wedding, I'm trying to count them now. My second wedding, my engagement
ring. You need an abacus.
My engagement ring, we did actually put, because it lost its stone, we'd put that towards our wedding rings. So he took the ring guy took that, and he said, I can have that smelted, and said, I'll give you the weight, and then took it off the price of our ring. So
amazing.
No shame in it.
No.
And you're upcycling.
Yeah. And also, you can upgrade your ring if you wanted to. I don't know if I believe in this myself. I would never change my rings. I'm being buried with mine on. But I don't feel like I'd want them to go to anyone else.
What are your daughters?
Well, I love my children, but I don't like the idea of not wearing them. I will give them to my children. I'll share.
Weirdly enough, though, I haven't mentioned it because I'm actually not wearing them today because I forgot, because I was a bit hungover this morning.
It's a long morning.
But we've just celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary, and John always said, because our lives have changed since when we got married and what we could afford and stuff like that. And he's always said, in 10 years' time, he said, if we're still together, I'm going to buy you an eternity ring. And
it's lovely to think, actually, at your 10 year, at your 15 year, that you have another lovely piece of jewellery that you can add on. Or I don't really like the idea of changing your...
No, I never ever take my wedding ring off. It stays there always.
All the time.
Do you? John does. It really annoys me.
I never sleep in them.
Do you not?
Never.
What if you get burgled?
They go in the safe.
But
I can't see
Queen Holly here.
I know. My walk-in safe. No, it's just a little safe. But no, I don't sleep in them. But I take them off all the time.
Why don't
My
you
husband
sleep
gets
in
very
them?
cross with me.
I'd
be
be
like, where
keeping
are they?
mine.
And he's like, what do you mean you don't know they are? And I'm like, well, I had them when I was chopping up something, and then I've put them somewhere, and I'll find them over on things.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, mine's under a pot somewhere in the house.
But it's nice that you want to wear them and enjoy them.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
No, it is important. But I think changing your rings or upgrading them later in life is a nice idea.
Yeah. Or adding another piece.
Or adding more diamons on. You could always do that.
Yeah.
There's always room for more diamonds.
And listen, your partner gets to a point where they don't know what to give you anymore.
That's why I always say, keep it simple, keep it diamonds. Don't overthink it. Like, I'm only 43. Just a load of diamonds is fine. It's just Christmas.
We rented out the spare room to pay for our wedding. Smart.
What, they're in their house?
Yeah.
Oh, Airbnb.
Airbnb, yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. And particularly if you've got time. I think the other thing that comes into working your budget to suit you and to get the most out of it. And I think the most important thing is you don't want to think after the wedding, damn it, that was a bit of, well, we shouldn't have put the money in that. Or I kind of wish we'd put it into something else. And that's why I think it's very important to kind of think about all of the elements of the day and where you want to put the money. But also being on the same page with that. Because some couples, the husband will be like absolutely going on the band.
Yeah.
Whereas his partner might be like, well, actually, I'm all about the booze, or I'm all about an entertainer or something.
I think it's really quite a good idea to, do your list separately.
Yeah.
So, and your non-negotiables.
Yeah, totally.
And so the priorities at the top, and then come together and then do a combined.
Definitely. And having time as well, because doing things yourself is fantastic, but it is very time consuming.
Yeah.
So I think if you've got a long enough engagement and long enough time before the wedding, and be realistic. We've had weddings where couples have made their own playlist, and it's, to be honest with you, that works fine. If you're not keen on having a band or you can't afford a band, don't worry. Like, there are some fantastic bands out there, like Bijou Music, who were on with us a few weeks ago. They were fantastic.
Oh, they were with you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How did you not know?
No.
You've had a lot going on.
She was in a couple of weeks ago. She was with me. Yeah, she's out now.
Fantastic. So Bijou Music, places like that, amazing bands. But if that's not in your budget or not something you want to invest in, making a playlist works beautifully as long as your guests know the remit of get on the dance floor. Because you're creating that atmosphere, and you can create that with. I mean, my family, they hear a jingle and they're up there dancing like crazy. So
I'm always in the toilet. Always in the toilet when my song comes on.
Oh no!
Every time.
My friend's the DJ. Get it played again.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to make your own playlist, give yourselves time, because that is not just chuck it on that is like an evening of having somebody sitting down thinking about the songs.
Somebody did actually say that they did a Spotify, and my only thoughts with that is that that's on your phone.
Yeah, it's got to be downloaded.
Yeah,
and it's got to be on a device that is okay to use.
Yeah.
It's in aeroplane mode. You're not going to be getting congratulations on your wedding, ping.
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
Voice notes.
Yeah.
Over. Did you go through with it? Or you're going to go for the other man?
Having an annulment. So I think if you're doing your own music, be really thoughtful about what the atmosphere is at that point in that song.
Yeah.
And thinking about how the day changes atmosphere-wise from being very intimate and romantic. I mean, it's always romantic, but throughout the day, it changes to be a crazy wild party.
John was in charge of the music, and we actually had a couple of evenings over months where we would just stick on music channel.
Amazing.
And then we wrote them down, I mean, by the end of it, we were really pissed and had no idea what we wrote down, And
fantastic.
But we managed to put that together, and DJ, Lee Russell was our DJ, and, and he went, that won't work at that time. And he put them into times for moods and stuff like that. So that really did help, for us, and everybody danced all night,
Now, we've had weddings where couples have made their own playlist and the dance hall's been packed all night long.
Yeah.
And then we've had weddings with the band and it's been packed. So I think it's all about creating that atmosphere, and your people.
I was going to say, it's your people,
your
isn't
crowd.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely your people. You know what song's going to get them up. It's like a DJ will know how to fill that dance floor if, it's everybody sitting there, not dancing. This girl wrote in, bought pre-loved only.
That.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, all like Vinted and eBay and stuff, there's so much great stuff.
Yeah.
I buy everything on Vinted now. It's fantastic.
And for like me, obviously I've got a wedding dress boutique, and pre-love could be samples.
Yeah.
And our samples like 50 quid, rising up to about, I think, 1,100 I got up to, but a really reasonable dress at $499,
Just give yourselves time though if you're doing that, because I've had couples buy a box of wedding bits and pieces on eBay. And they'll get like a massive box, and it'll be things like bunting, lights, cushions, pillows, like throw blankets to put outside in the evening. Lovely stuff, but make sure you open it and make sure you check it fully, and make sure that you've measured, if there's bunting, make sure you've measured it, how you're going to tie it up, all of those things ahead of time. Don't just turn up at your venue and go, oh, what's in here?
Yeah.
You really want to know what's inside.
My only concern is, if you're doing all this DIY stuff, who's packing it up?
At the end of the wedding, we pack up everything.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But if
that's why I've got to be there.
Yeah, so if you're at another venue, ask these questions, because they will want you. They did it at my wedding, and I had to allocate people to go back the next morning and pick up this and that.
And you want it to all to be looked after as well.
Yeah.
You don't want it all just shoved in a box. It has to be put away properly. So at the end of the wedding, we put away as much as we can. Things like bunting and lighting, we can't always take down because it involves ladders, and it's obviously it's late in the evening at that stage. But we would gather everything up and box up as much as we can. And then the couple have until 12 o'clock the next day to come back and collect. But we're not going to chuck the dogs on them.
Some venues want your stuff down by midnight, because they've got a wedding the next day.
Yeah.
Then they want that completely clear.
Yeah.
So these are questions that you must be asking. If you want to do a DIY and you're doing a lot yourself, think about how you're storing it, because there's a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
You know, how you're transporting it, how you're putting it up, who's putting it up. Because trust me, that day before the wedding, you're not wanting to do that.
If you've got enough time, so with our venues, the couple have 12 o'clock midday the day before the wedding to come in and set everything up. And we're there obviously as well to assist them and help them. And we make sure all the deliveries are there by 12 o'clock. So all bits of furniture, equipment are all on site. And then they've got the whole of the afternoon into the evening. There's no time cut off. They can stay into the evening to put things out the way they want them. And it's a really fun part of the day.
Yeah.
You know, we turn up and the music's on, the beers are going, everyone's having a laugh. And it's a lovely way of, you know, you'll see like we meet the aunties and the godmothers and they're all pitching in and helping out and putting up pictures and doing things.
And that's nice because when it's really the wedding, everybody goes, oh yeah, I did that.
And at the wedding last week that we did at Littlefield Manor in Guildford, after this, they went on to a pub afterwards down the road to then have a lovely meal and have the night before the wedding together as a family. Really lovely.
Just bring people together. But again, what you do is very, very rare. Yeah. You know, if we're talking on grand scheme of things, if you're hiring, you know, a barn or
that's it.
That's it. So there's a lot of legwork that gets done before, during and after. So you need to be putting things in place. So sometimes actually it's not as cheap because you're paying somebody to go in and clear for you.
No, exactly. And it is worth paying someone to go back the next day and clear it if you're not going to be supported by your venue.
You get charged.
You do.
Yeah.
And just also the morning of your first lives together, you don't want to be thinking, oh, I must go back and collect things.
Every month we put money into an account. We ask for Christmas and birthday money, not presents. We planned our wedding in 18 months with nothing to pay after.
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well done you, that's brilliant.
Yeah, work out your budget. Work out your budget, what you want, and then divide that between you and stuff like that. But yeah, we've had it where one girl literally every birthday or Christmas, I think her wedding went over 2 years, they just bring up and pay £10 off. Oh. So when she turned up to collect her dress, it had all been paid for by relatives, friends, and she was so touched, a lot of tears, and so there are ways of doing it, because you don't need stuff, do you, for birthdays and Christmas.
You don't. And also, if everyone's buying you a present for 20 quid, and it's all lovely stuff, but you don't really need it, they may as well all club together and help you out. And
I've got a re-gift box.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I shouldn't be saying that.
I thought that present you gave me
pre-wrap. I do have to put. I do have to put the name on it. You know, just like things like creams and stuff like that. I've started making my own like hand cream and moisturiser.
Oh, lovely.
I'll bring some in for you because I don't want some stuff that's got stuff in it. And chemicals and stuff. So, but I have learned a very hard lesson that to put the name of who gave it to you. Yes. I once gave my mum some gloves for Christmas, and in front of everybody, she went, I gave those to you last year.
Did you say to her, well, I love mine so much, I got you?
I wouldn't know. She would have asked to see mine, you know. No.
But I think it's a nice thing as well with the wedding to say to Granny, you know what, do you want to put something in, you know, ask in a nice way. And maybe she'll say, I'll pay for your photography, I'll pay for your dress, or I'll pay for your veil. Or,
this is the next...
That's a nice thing for people to actually, you know, I'm very fortunate, I have 3 beautiful goddaughters. And if any of them said to me, I'll offer to do a lot for their weddings. But, you know, if they said, we love the dress, but we need all our accessories, I'd love to be able to do that for them. Yeah. Or to treat them to the band or do something towards their wedding. It'd be really lovely.
Yeah. And you may not be fortunate to have, you know, people like that around, but, you know, people do want to help.
Yeah.
You know, the fight over the cash machine, the card machine, when they said yes, the dress is hilarious, you know, because I've got mother-in-law, I've got friends, I've got mum and bride go, no, I'll pay. Let them pay. Yeah. They want to pay. Yes. And it's memories, isn't it? You know, so, just let them pay. By doing nothing expected, nothing traditional, just doing exactly what we want with the people we love who love us in return.
Oh.
And that's it, isn't it? You're not there to entertain other people. They are spectators at your wedding. You must do it for you. Yeah. Because a bride nailed it on the head when she came in on Wednesday. We picked up a dress. She went, I'm doing all this stuff for them, and they're opinionated, they're ungrateful. They want to change this, they want to change that. She said, and I've lost control. Yeah. She said, and they're you know, they're lucky to be at my wedding. And it's really sad to see.
It is, and it does happen.
A lot.
Yeah. It does. And it's a real shame. And I think also when you see a couple being stressed about things like, oh, we've got to have every single drink. Like, you're not a pub. You don't have to supply every drink going. You just pick what you love. I always say to people, your day is a reflection of you guys. Like, make it special for you. Your friends will love that you're doing Aperol Spritz because that's the drink you had on your first date. Or, that's the drink you love.
Can't stand it.
I'm not a fan, I have to say.
No, what is it?
No, I don't really
Cinzano in a glass.
Yeah, rebranding was very good.
Very clever rebranding.
It's not my beverage, but
I have drunk it at weddings because there was nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to throw it at anyone if I'm handed it at a wedding.
Got alcohol in. I'll drink anything.
Yeah. I go to a dog's birthday party.
It's a new thing.
It is.
It is a new thing. I was with Toby and he was like, "What the? She's been to a dog's birthday party," and Margot went, "I've been to 3."
I love it. I do birthday cakes for my dogs.
Yes.
And they know. It's like you said, they know. They get so excited.
There we go. No buffet. Not paying to feed people twice. 3 p.m. ceremony and a barbecue at 5 p.m. No faffing with sit-down meals, etc. Yeah, not feeding people twice.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant. No, the thing that worries me is that they'll just get completely
pissed,
drunk.
Yeah,
there's no fault of their own.
No.
Yeah, but that's a long time not to eat anything. But there are ways of doing this. You could at the bar, you could have a really cool crisp wall made up.
Yeah.
And you can do that so you can get pallets and just put nails in.
Are they deemed to be tacky now?
No, I think they're quite cool if you do it in the right way.
Yeah.
You get...
And that's a DIY project.
Yeah, totally. And that's something you can say to a dad or an uncle, could you just make me something to stick these on?
Yeah.
And then whoever's running your day for you can then keep that replenished and looking pretty, because that's the problem. You don't want those sorts of things then looking a bit
It's
mucky.
always the prawn cocktails that are left.
Yeah, this is true. So you'd pick nice crisps and you could have like bar snacks at the bar.
Yeah.
That's always lovely. Donut walls are also good, but just be careful of wasps, because they are a real wasp.
Oh, it's huge problems with wasps. Yeah. Don't get me going on the wasps.
Yeah. Wasps and glazed donuts are...
Oh, gosh,
And you don't want wasps everywhere.
No.
So, but you could still have donuts or, do something like that easily.
Yeah. I think that's why I put on my invitations, because I wanted to feed my guests that have been there all day drinking. I wanted to get them topped up with food to soak it up, whereas people have options when they're coming in the evening to eat before.
And I think also being really honest on your invitations and saying food will be served, a light snack will be served at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or we're doing this, we're doing that. Like, because at least then if I was a guest, I can think, okay, fine, I'll have a big lunch that day.
Yeah.
Because at least they can prepare themselves and, arrive ready.
Yeah, because you don't want to be having all these questions, because guests turn into children.
Yes.
And it opens up people's eyes, and they see people in different lights. Again, the stories at the desk when people are picking up, going, I had no idea that this person was like this. Because the insecurities come out, the preferences come out. I'm now vegan when they ask for beef. And you haven't the day before the wedding, and everything's bought, isn't it? Everything's, so I think I don't think that even like what they're wearing. Yeah. People like to know what they're wearing. People are going to object. You're always going to get somebody.
You're always going to get one.
But you have to.
I want to wear blue. Well, that's what you do.
You have to lean on the majority always. Yeah. 100%. Fake flowers, which I may make myself, changed from a 3-course meal to a barbecue buffet. Found a really good price for photographer and DJ. Not going with a big white cake, doing a small one to cut, and then added as desserts, and doing all the invitations myself.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cake is definitely somewhere where you can make it yourself or have somebody make it for you.
Listen, I bought these.
It doesn't need to be.
I brought these in for a reason.
Oh, yes.
There's a woman I'm following, I can't remember her name now, on TikTok. She's American, and she makes cake lollies.
Oh, I love cake pops. They are amazing.
So you could do those yourself, because they don't have to be...
You can even freeze them.
Yes.
You can freeze cake if it's made in the right way.
Yeah.
And that, again, is a lovely job to get. My sister's made my wedding cake, and it was lovely because the night before my wedding, my granny was... all the girls came to my house, or my mum's house, the night before, and all the men from our wedding went to the pub with my husband.
Yeah.
And my granny, she was like 90... God, how old was she? Late 90s when I got married. And she sat there making the flowers on my wedding cake with my sisters.
I've got pictures of John's dad making our little favour boxes.
And it was so lovely to have her do that. And it was totally off the cuff, because my sisters were finishing the cake and she was there
Yeah.
And then someone else was like, oh, I'll make a flower. And it became like part of the day. It was really special.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think doing things like that are really easy. You don't have to, I mean, an elaborate cake is fabulous, but it isn't essential.
No, I mean, we had Tammy, she does cupcakes and brownies and wedding cakes as well. And she said, you don't have to go for the traditional 3 tiers.
No.
She said, you can have a brownie stack.
Yeah.
You can do the donuts. We had Sassy Donuts in last year, and they do the towers. And they look fantastic and they're fun and they're different. I'm getting fed up with the copy and paste weddings.
Yeah.
You know, you've gone from this wedding and picked all their supplies, thinking outside the box and doing something different is going to be engaging for your guests as well.
And that would also then double up as evening food as well.
Yes.
Because some decent chunky brownies.
Yeah.
And a small cutting cake, and it can even be a fake cake.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually have to be a real cake.
Listen, guys, these venues are charging you to cut your cake as well.
Who's doing that?
I mean,
I don't do that.
No, because you're a decent human being.
Because I'm a good, nice person.
I get it. It's an extra. The member of staff is taking that cake away, and they are cutting it. I absolutely get it. I just think it's a little bit cheeky to add it as an extra. Just build it into your price. Yeah. There's nothing worse than feeling that you're being ripped off. So if you need venues, if you need to put that charge in, add it anyway. Yeah. You know. But a lot of our so Tammy didn't know about it when she was in a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
So she said, "Oh, actually, I'm being asked to actually do pre-cut cake."
Oh, gosh.
And that's the reason.
Yeah.
You know, so your cake maker will do that pretty much free of charge as part of it. So, but obviously do awesome. All of them will do it. But you could do your fake tiers.
Yeah.
So you've got a real one at the top for cutting.
Cake,
mind you, those fake ones are not cheap.
No, because they're still iced.
Yeah. And that's the work, isn't it? It's the icing. But get them to do the pre-cut so then they can bring out the trays of cut cake and put it on the table. But yeah, you can save yourself a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
What have I got else?
I think it's important to think though, because if you're having money from family, their priorities with the spend are going to be different to yours.
Yes.
Which is one of the reasons why I didn't let anyone else contribute to our wedding other than my dad.
Well, they want to say.
Because I said, you take people's cash, you take their opinions.
Yes.
And I was just like, I want to just do what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite important to be wary of the fact that if that person has given you that cash, they might be expecting that to go on food and wine. Whereas
you need to have that conversation.
Actually, I want a really cool car to arrive in, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think you need to be having convos.
Yeah,
you know, definitely. It's really important because you know it will nearly always come with an expectation of where you're putting that money.
Definitely, and I think your idea of making a list separately of priorities and also being really fastidious with your guest list. You know, your top 50 people who absolutely you cannot get married without these people in the room. Yeah. And then your party people who, okay, they're great fun, they make a party, but and then sort of stagger it that way.
One of the people that, on here as well, that they were very, very tight on who they invited. Yeah. They didn't do plus ones if they didn't know them.
Well, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want someone at my wedding that I didn't know. I think that's a bit...
It's odd.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a birthday party and have someone there and you're like, who's that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah. So, they had no plus ones. She said it was controversial. And lots of people saying, well, I'm not coming if I can't bring so-and-so. So they didn't come.
Well, that's not a true friend then.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. No bridesmaids, just giving people jobs. Ideal.
Yeah.
Park her up. She's coming in.
I think it's a lovely idea on paper.
Yeah.
But those people won't be helpful on the actual day.
Why?
Because they're going to have a drink and they're going to forget what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're going to get uppity about their job and they're going to be asking the bride saying, do you want me to do that now? Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Whereas you have to have someone that is in charge that runs it for you.
Right.
And all of those jobs can be taken care of.
Okay.
By a wedding planner.
Yeah.
That's the thing to do because you don't want to be reliant on anyone to actually have to do anything.
Yeah. Kira came up with a really good idea on the show and basically nominate somebody that has a timeline.
Yeah.
So they can say, right, you need to be in that other room now. We're going to cut the cake in 5 minutes. Just that little whisper in the ear.
You have to have someone that's...
And pick somebody who's not drinking. Who doesn't drink. Don't pick me. Don't pick you.
No, don't pick me. I'm
not when you're on the job. It's
when
fine.
I'm at work, I'm fabulous. When I'm a guest, I'm really, really cool. I'm a great wedding guest.
Same.
Fun.
Doing the legal part the day before and having family lead a ceremony.
Oh, that's a lovely idea.
Yeah, I think that's...
It won't necessarily save you money.
Why?
Because venues charge to have a ceremony on site. And even if it's not a legal ceremony, even if it's a blessing or a human ceremony or your own ceremony, you can still be charged.
Can you?
Yes, you can. Because that area... You can see why, because that area is then having to be maintained. It's been prepared. Nothing else can happen on that space at that time.
License needs to be paid for.
The licensing is very expensive.
How much?
It's about £3,000.
It
works out about every 2 years you have to redo it.
Wow.
So it's not cheap.
No.
And insurance as well on top of that.
Okay.
You have to have your public liability insurance. It's not like, oh, there's a space, we'll just get married and it's free.
Yeah.
It does cost the venues money. So, and obviously more staff as well to then run that aspect of the day, setting up of that, clearing of that.
Yeah.
So it is,
so
it's just worth something.
Definitely ask your venue. Yeah. Write that down, guys.
Yeah.
Favours are tacky and not needed.
No, absolutely. I'm with this person.
Did you write it?
I didn't, but you do not need favours.
Yeah, they're out now, aren't they?
God, they mess up the tables. It's just plastic crap that goes in landfill. No, you do not need
Christmas
sweets.
crackers.
Oh God, it is, isn't it?
It's Christmas
awful.
crackers.
You don't need sweets with your name on, like. No.
Yeah, and I'm seeing like out there that they're giving gifts to their guests with their wedding dates on.
Oh, that's very
and
sweet.
their name.
It's not necessary.
But they're not going to have that on show.
No.
You know, I've done a few candles for weddings, and they've wanted their wedding, you know, the label on their wedding day, and I do like that. But
maybe for like the parents, perhaps siblings,
close
for all
families.
Well, I went to a wedding actually a few Christmases ago, and it was a fabulous day, really good fun, and it was, what date was it? It was like the 22nd of December or something, really just before Christmas. And it was a proper Christmas morning. It was in Cheltenham, absolutely stunning. And they asked all the guests to bring a Secret Santa gift. And it had to be like 10 or 20 quid or something per person. And we all arrived and we put them in a sack at the front door.
Yeah.
And everybody got a present.
I really love that.
And it was so much fun. And the ushers went round. They put on their Christmas hats at this point, and because there was no mention of Christmas, really, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Father, you know, there was no Father Christmas coming in, but they had the ushers go round with Santa hats on and hand everyone a gift. So everybody was given a little Christmas present, and it was really fun. It was really cool.
That.
It was really cool, and it was a decent thing because it was either jokey or nice. Or, everyone took the assignment seriously.
I know.
So, it was fun.
But that could go wrong, couldn't it?
I mean, you could have someone,
a 90-year-old granny
or something.
Like, dildo, we both went there.
Well, I know.
I said it. You thought
she probably wants that though at 90.
I know.
Probably all she doesn't want socks, does she? I like her year. Finally, a gift I can keep. That's what she's thinking.
I mean, this is not getting
It's only Granny going, what's that then? Is it an ear cleaner? She's lying. She knows exactly what it is.
Yeah, that could go really, really wrong, couldn't it? It could go really wrong.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's funny because there was a bit of swapping as well.
Are the guests then giving the couple?
They had their proper present. This was just a side thing.
Okay, so they're also spending twice then.
Yeah, but you know, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
And you know you're going to get something.
Yeah.
So at least it's
Content creator instead of a videographer. Saved about $3,000.
I mean, it's always risky, but it could be really good.
Listen, I asked everybody to take photos and videos and everything, and they never did.
Oh, no.
Because they got so emotional.
Yeah.
And didn't think they would.
And they have a drink and they forget.
And they got a drink and forgot.
Yeah. See, you gave them a job and they didn't listen.
No.
I was right.
No.
Another way of doing that, and I don't have a problem with that. I think as long as you've checked what kind of content, you want to make sure it's on point.
But this is why these people are fighting in the industry.
Yeah.
Because they're taking over people's jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know...
And the thing is, everyone says, oh, you put wedding on it and it always gets more expensive. The thing is, no one actually realises the amount of time, dedication, thought, the process that goes in with every single supplier.
Yeah.
You know this.
Well,
it's not like, oh, there's a dress, off you go.
Yeah.
The amount of involvement for per wedding.
I'm like Bruce Almighty on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thousands of emails per wedding. And I don't begrudge it. That's what we do.
No.
That's why we're dedicated and that's why we're brilliant at what we do. But the amount of time and energy that goes into making sure that everything is seamless. Yeah. That's why the prices are the prices.
They don't pay for any of my service at all. They just pay for the dress and that's it. But if I was, it would make it really expensive. I get it why I don't charge for my appointments, but shops do, and I get it.
Yeah,
you know, I do get it.
No, totally.
Weekday wedding and small guest count.
Weekday weddings, you don't always save much on. No, we don't reduce our venue prices because it's the same level of service. It's the same job. You can sometimes get a discount on catering because they may not otherwise have a job that day. Yeah. But you're not, years ago, it used to be a completely different price on a Friday to a Saturday. It doesn't happen really anymore. Yeah. But one thing, what was the other question? I had another thought on that. The one before this.
Content creator instead of.
Yeah. So one thing you could do, if you're going to do that, just make sure the style is right. Yeah. And that the person completely understands the brief. Yeah. And that they know the parts of the wedding that you absolutely categorically want them to get, so that they're in the right place. Because if a content creator isn't used to working at a wedding, they may not be prepared for actually how long a day it is, how much on your feet you are.
With a professional video, they just don't have one camera. They've got shooters.
No. And they don't stop.
They don't stop.
They do not stop. They have a quick white tweet and they're back on it.
Yeah.
Whereas someone that isn't used to that might think, I get an hour's break. Well, no, you don't. You've got to be shooting for that point. And also going to, another way of doing that would be to go to like a really cool photography school. Yeah. And saying to someone,
it's on here.
Oh, I've often thought about doing that. Going to like someone doing their A-level with the photography and say, do you want to shoot the wedding?
100%. You know.
And then they could maybe use the pictures as part of their work.
Definitely,
really
definitely.
Cool.
And it's like makeup artists as well. You know, again, if you haven't got the money to have an experience, you are risking it. Yeah. You know, because they've not got the experience, and also they don't also have the ethos. If you're paying somebody the bucks, and that's what they do for a living, they're turning up. You know, but if it's a student and they've been out the night before, probably with me, they ain't getting out of bed. Out with the dogs.
Let the dogs out.
Oh my God. You know, so there's a risk element to that, isn't it? You know, lived off beans on toast for 2 years.
Well, that'll get you in your wedding dress.
Yeah.
You'll be bored of beans on toast.
Pushed everything back a year more if you have to.
Yeah, why not? We've had couples do that, adjust their wedding date to suit.
Yeah. Discount codes, wedding fairs, and sign up to emails if it all helps. Okay, yeah. So you get 10% off if you sign up for our newsletter.
Totally.
Sometimes the wedding fairs, and you know, like we have here, you know, if you listen in, they'll give you a discount and stuff like that. I think,
and just ask. Be really polite, but do ask. I always think it's really sad if a couple don't end up booking with us. Yeah. And it might be a few £100 that they're actually worried about spending, and there's always areas that you can adjust.
Well, like us, and we can't discount our dresses because we're at bottom line. The designers go nuts if we do. So we always make sure that we're at the bottom line. We never go above it. No. But off peg is cheaper, obviously. We do the payment plans. So off peg payment.
Yeah, totally. Always do. Definitely.
Plans. But even if the supply can't discount, there are stuff that they can do. Yeah. To include that will save you money. Like for us, we don't charge for steaming the dress at the end. Some shops will charge. Yeah. You know, they'll charge for the bag, they charge for this, they charge for that. There's all the add-ons, all the hidden costs.
Do you need a bag to take your wedding dress home in? Yeah. I love that.
No, they do.
Do you need a bag? I hate that when you're shopping and they go, do you need a bag? No, I've just spent £200 on clothes. I'm just going to carry out this.
There are places out there, I can't name them. But, you know, check. Yeah. You know, go with a bag if you know that they are charging for bags, and use your own.
I think being honest with your suppliers and saying, you know, we're a bit over budget here, a bit over budget there. I think the thing that knocks people in the industry is when you go out of your way to make the budget work, and then on the wedding day you go, oh my God, they didn't have money for whatever it was, but they're coming in by helicopter. Yeah. And that's where it's that can really rub you up the wrong way, because you've made a massive effort to make it all fit for them.
You put yourself
and then
out.
You know, they actually end up having, like, you know, a horse and cart with like magical fairy dust.
We see it, you know, and does get us cross.
Yes, it does.
We also reduced our drinks packages with the venue.
What, reduce the number of drinks?
Yeah. How many? Because this is going out there at the moment with people discussing it. How many drinks should be at the pre-drinks before they go into the breakfast?
So if you're so you get married. So this also saves you money because a lot of people now want to do drinks before the ceremony.
Yeah, for your people waiting to go
which
in.
You've got to be very careful about because you cannot serve alcohol in the room that you're getting married in.
Right, okay, good to
And
know.
the bride and groom shouldn't drink before a wedding. So I think our local registrars think I have a drinking problem because the groom always hands me a beer as he goes in for his interview before and I'm like holding the beer as I take him in. And they look at me like, she's drinking again.
Yeah, do not take your drinking when you're having your conversations.
No.
You know, they can up
they can
and go.
They can say, no, we're not doing this. So a lot of people now want to serve drinks before the ceremony.
Yeah.
If you haven't got the budget for it, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
Because you're going to also, you don't want people going to the ceremony area with a drink because you get glasses everywhere. It's messy. It's additional glasses because they can't be washed and reused.
Yeah.
And it's obviously more drinks. And also it staggers the start of the wedding. So you might be getting ready inside and there's guests gathering where you don't really want them. No. And you want to walk out that way.
Yeah.
So I always think...
And it's like herding sheep.
Yeah, no, totally. I always think it's better to invite the guests half an hour before the ceremony time begins.
Yes, we did that.
So if it's 1 o'clock ceremony, say, please arrive for 12:30 for a 1 o'clock ceremony and get them straight to the area where they need to be. And direct them with music.
No drinks.
No drinks before. It's not necessary. No. Have some bottles of water in case anyone's had a long journey. But don't actually put on a bar. Yeah. And then
the bar should not be open at this point?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it should always be available if somebody wanted a soft drink. Yeah. But I wouldn't have it ready for full drinks. Okay. More also because people will walk in with empty glass.
We had a top tip from Andy. He's the affordable wine hunter who came on the show last year. And basically he goes to all the supermarkets and finds the best buys for you and the dupes and stuff like that. He said buy bulk and make use of offers like 25% off mix 6. Lesser known grapes and regions. So again, go follow Andy because he goes through
he's
that.
Fantastic.
Affordable alternatives, Cremant instead of champagne. Ooh. Champagne girl here.
Sorry, I'm having a bit of a twitch. Life's too short, love. No, I'm sorry. I can budget on many things, but not my drink. But no, you're right. Particularly as you can serve different things for the top table.
Yeah, because I don't think people appreciate wine. John did exactly the same thing. He's a bit of a wine snob, and he said, they won't appreciate this expensive bottle of wine. I want this bottle of wine to drink on my wedding day. Sorry, our wedding day.
Yes. And you can quite easily put that just on your table.
Yes, and that's what we had.
Totally
The drinks that we had on our table were different to the guest drinks because they're just chatting, they're just down, they're not even looking or smelling their drinks and stuff like that. Totally. Lyrac instead of Chateau de Pape. And top producers making own labels for supermarket. Yeah. And with things that we don't know about,
But there are some great alternatives to champagne now because the champagne, you can have a grape that's literally 1 mile down the road.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. Steph Level Florist said, she's fantastic. She said, just do it in season. Yeah. Order your flowers in the season because 9 times out of 10, when they go, if you're wanting something out of season, they're paying top dollar and only you are having that. Yeah. But if you're buying it in season, basically that price can be distributed to like she's got 4 weddings on so it's not going to be as expensive so they can cut their costs down as well, so you don't have to do it yourself at home. You can use your suppliers but be clever.
But this is where it's so important to tell us what's going on, because Steph, she's fantastic, love working with her, and she will very much bend over backwards like all of my suppliers would to make sure that fits. And if she knows that, she'll be like, oh well, actually have this flower, have that flower. She'll still make it look amazing. But if you're honest with your suppliers and you ask for help.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what you can't be a good supplier for top tips of how to save money. Yeah. They're not going to frown on you going you cheapskate or anything like that because they want your business.
Yeah, and we love helping everyone.
Yeah, that's what we it's daft. I know totally. We get people go. Ooh, yeah. One of the biggest things that came through. Don't hate me. I'm the messenger.
Oh no,
was
I'm ready.
No wedding planner.
I'm leaving.
No coordinator.
See, I'm sorry, I totally disagree.
Yeah.
You can't, no, absolutely no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be hugely expensive.
No.
You can have someone just for the day and they would still confirm all your suppliers, coordinate everything.
I think, wedding planner, I know it's kind of, I would probably say if you're asking the questions, then I think you're okay. Listen to our show. We have loads of top tips. Yeah.
It's having someone on the day that's responsible.
Coordinator a must.
And if something goes a little awry, they're there to oversee it. It's not your problem. One of my best compliments.
Things go wrong.
Well, no, they don't go wrong.
They do go wrong. They go tits up sometimes.
Well, that's because I'm not there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's on the champagne, mate.
It's lovely when one of my couples from last year, the bride said to me, nobody asked me a question for my entire wedding. And I was like, I've done my job.
That's
right.
it.
Because that's my job.
Yeah.
No one should.
You're not there just to look after the guests, but also the suppliers.
Yeah.
Nobody should be talking to that couple about the logistics and stuff like that, you know. So it's just important. But coordinator of any sort on the day at 100%.
No, totally.
Because you know, I've had a bride that's come back with her dress a couple of weeks ago for cleaning, and she said, I literally didn't see my wedding. Oh. She said, I'm running around doing this, I'm doing that. I'm,
so
you know, making sure that people are not sat together because they're all fighting, you know, and stuff like that. But if you had somebody in there that did that.
And also mid-meal, that's when the band's arriving. That's when they need to be fed. That's when this is happening. That's when there's a lot of behind the scenes going on that you need someone to coordinate.
Feeding suppliers was another one.
I had a band recently. Oh God, I nearly flattened this woman. So it was in the evening.
Yeah.
It was back in July. So there's a band playing, and they're a decent band. They're okay. And halfway through the evening, they stopped their break and they did the evening food, which was hot dogs and burgers. And that's what the bride and groom wanted.
Yeah.
It wasn't a vegan wedding. That wasn't what they wanted. Obviously, everything's brought in bespoke for them. And the food's lovely. Food's coming out. And one of the band leader came over to me and said, one of my singers is vegan. She's come up from, it gets worse, she's come up from Dorset to sing today and she's hungry and we're not going to play unless she's fed. He said, I'm refusing to go unless she's fed. And I said to him, well, you're giving me more questions than answers. What is she doing working so far away from home? Was there not a petrol station on her way that she could have stopped at M&S and got something to eat? So because I was there, I made her cheese on toast, vegan style.
Wow.
And it was fine. But that's the sort of thing where if you haven't got someone there that can oversee that, and even the bride and groom, they still have no idea. No one will know whose wedding that is.
Yeah.
They had no clue.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. You don't want to be bothered with the nitty-gritty.
Why are suppliers not feeding themselves?
Well, it's ridiculous. Who turns up to work
with no
not
food?
ready? Yeah, and bands are notorious.
I'm really sorry. I know. Please don't hate me out there. Please.
No, but the bands are the worst for it. I'm sorry.
But they're only really there. I get it. If you're there all day, you're a photographer, and stuff like that. You know, you're not going to go home for dinner.
No.
You know, and
we get home like 1 a.m.
Yeah, and I do believe that you need fueling. Yeah. 100%. But if you are coming in for a few hours, you know, you feed yourself. You're grown up.
It's shocking. The bands now are asking for 2 meals.
No.
Yes, they're asking for one when they arrive and one mid in the evening.
No.
Yeah, and they're getting out their cars and saying, where's our food? And I'm like, what do you mean, where's your food? You turn up to work ready to work. I know I'm always going to have a meal, but I always have some food with me. Yeah, it's actually,
getting out of hand.
It is. It's getting ridiculous. I recently, for this summer, I've got a bride who called me the other week and she said, I need to check on such and such. And I said, I need to confirm your band and check their requirements.
Yeah.
And she said, they don't need feeding because we've paid £60 per band member to not feed them. So they've got £60 extra pay because they're not being fed. So they've got to then provide their own food. I know,
But then it's cheaper than £200.
It is, but I was livid that a band's even doing that to her.
Hold them to ransom.
So wrong. It's so wrong. It's completely taking the mickey.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah. I do. I don't get it. And, you know, it's a lot of money that could be spent somewhere else. And I get why people are trying to do it themselves because they're trying to get rid of all of that. You know, that's why they're not asking, you know, bands to come and play because they can't afford them.
Yeah, no. And they're probably also very worried about the hidden costs.
Yeah.
Because if you've already signed a contract with a band and then you get that information, what are you going to do? You can't cancel and lose the money. So
talking about hidden costs, you do need to research a little bit about hidden costs. There are lots of hidden costs. You know, like your certificates.
Yeah.
You know, that's extra.
Yeah.
So do ask about hidden costs on every supplier because
make sure everyone is from the get-go giving you everything.
Yeah.
And the worst case scenario and everything as well. I think that's always really important to start with a quote like for a marquee that has everything, literally the kitchen sink thrown at it. And then you can whittle it down and take out what you don't need. But it's important to start with the real price of everything.
Yeah, 100%. He was sticking fingers at me again. Are we doing listeners' questions? Do 3. Oh, we're so lucky. We've rattled on, haven't we?
We did. You can't stop us.
Yeah.
I didn't actually answer. You asked me a question. We didn't actually really finish the answer about how much alcohol we need.
Yes.
So you'd have after the ceremony, you have your drinks.
Yeah.
Now, it depends what you're serving, of course.
Okay.
But you would normally have about an hour and a half for your reception drinks time. So out of a bottle of fizz, you can get 8 glasses for a toast and 6 for a pour.
Right, okay.
So bearing that in mind. And then with wine, you allow about half a bottle per person for food.
Brilliant.
And then water, you do fizzy or sparkling or even jugs of water.
Yeah.
You can, if they've got water
Cut cost down.
Cut cost down, but do hire jugs or buy jugs. And then after that, it depends really on how you want to run the bar.
Right, okay.
And also, if another way of saving some money is if you do your speeches at your reception drinks after the ceremony, you don't have to do a toast drink because everyone's got a drink. Yeah.
Brilliant idea. Fantastic.
Or speeches mid-meal, they've all got wine on the table.
So, you know, when you are married and then you then go off and have your photographs taken and stuff like that, how many drinks have we given those people before they go into the wedding breakfast?
So it depends really on what you want to do.
Okay.
Because usually it's about an hour and a half in that time.
Right.
And you don't want to be going
one every half
away.
an hour, isn't it, normally?
It's about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Plus 1.
Dive in, or else he's going to shout.
That's a bit extra. Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm chattering away. Can I take one?
The groomsman pulled a prank and switched the groom's suit for a child's version, so a child-sized version right before the ceremony. He didn't notice until he tried putting it on. They gave him the real one before he walked down the aisle. But the photos of him in a mini suit were priceless.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Please don't do this.
That's very funny.
It is really
very funny.
I would find that really funny.
This is a very long one. Is it weird not to have bridesmaids? No, not at all.
No.
I felt self-conscious now that I've written out the guest list and realised I don't have anyone that I'm close to. Oh, bless. I lost all my friends when I became ill. I have never had... Oh, God, this is really sad. I never had much to begin with as I suck at being social. Sorry. Neurodivergent. LOL. And I'm not particularly close with any family member except my dad. My fiance's family are super great, but I've only met most of them a couple of times and wouldn't want to weird them out by asking them something so personal. Oh, bless. Can I just be without? It wouldn't look sad in look sad in photos. It would also help a lot in saving money as we're tight on budget. No, absolutely. I don't know who this is from, but no, absolutely fine. You do not have to have...
It won't look like you've got no friends.
No,
yeah,
absolutely. And some people struggle. You know, you might have loads of friends, but none that you're actually close enough with to say, this is what I want. I think it's important to maybe think about someone who could maybe help you on the day. You might need someone to like hold your bits and pieces and that sort of thing, but you don't have to have bridesmaids at all. And when I started working weddings, 20 years ago, it was very regimented.
Yeah.
Now I love that everything is anything.
Yeah.
That's
fine. It's your day, your way.
Do what you want, but don't do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable.
If you're not having bridesmaids, would you then not have groomsmen?
Not necessarily.
No.
You could definitely
still have a best man because he's got the rings, haven't you?
Yeah, you could definitely have a best man. You could even have some ushers. I honestly wouldn't worry anymore.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You don't...
do what makes you happy.
One of the reasons why we stopped doing bridesmaids is because they were on down on the decline. Oh, I can't speak. Oh, I need wine. I need topping up. When is the right time to get your dress finally altered? Right, that's obviously for me. So I can't speak for other boutiques, but we tend to do ours 4 to 6 weeks prior to the wedding because your body can change in that monthly cycle.
Yeah,
we do more put ons than we do lose, and then your final fitting is done normally a week to 10 days before. So they've got, if you need it re-altering again or tweaking, then they've got time to do it.
And don't panic about that. We do this all the time.
Yeah, honestly.
The number of brides that panic go, it's a month before. No, that's normal.
But it is.
Do it months before.
We're not making
really bad idea.
We're not making a brand new dress. The dress is already made. You know, we are tweaking this dress to your body. I do know that other fitters will do 3 months. I had a girl in with her bride to be as a sister. She's already bought her dress. She gets married. Oh, she's probably already married now. But when I said about fitting, she went, mine's been done 6 months before the wedding.
God, that's dangerous.
What's the point?
That's ridiculous.
One, they're chinging out of you because, near the time it's going to have to be redone. And it 100% will need redoing.
Yeah. And repressing.
How many times are you going to open and close those seams? You're messing around with it and it's not going to sit.
No, you want it as close to the wedding as possible.
As close as you can. I've done a wedding in 3 hours from start to finish, from choosing a dress to getting married and it can be done. We're not making a brand new dress. We are fitting it to you.
Yes.
You do last one?
Sorry, shall I get one?
Yeah.
Getting married in September, fallen out with my mum. Oh, she's told us she's not coming. What do I do? Cancel or go ahead? Thanks, ladies. Fran. Oh, Fran, I'm really sorry. That's
it's
really
horrible.
tough
It's
one.
upsetting, and you 100% go ahead with it.
Yeah.
It's her choice, and if she doesn't want to be there, that's fine. That's her memory.
It must be very hurtful. Maybe try and find a way to have someone mediate a conversation if you can. But if she knows what's happening, she knows what's happening. Yeah, and it's her choice, like you say.
It's her choice, and who falls out with their daughter when they're one of the most important days of their lives. Sad. You want to be there.
Yeah.
A good mum wants to be there, and this is, no reflection on you, that.
Although does she know she's getting married? Maybe she's got engaged since.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, it could be.
If you've got engaged since falling out with your mum, I would let her know, either through someone or somehow let her know that you're getting married, because I think that would be a shame.
She's told her she's not coming.
Oh, she's told, no.
So she's aware of it.
No, I'm sorry, I'm a mother, and there is nothing that would keep me away from my daughter or son's wedding. I think, we just... Yeah, don't hold your life up. She knows what's happening. Fran, you have a wonderful day. The right people will be with you.
Yeah, 100%. The people that love you the most will always be there to support you, and, just because it's your mum, just because it's blood, doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be there. Yeah. I've talked about it before, I had an awful relationship with my mum, and she dipped in and out of my life when she chose to, and it was very hurtful. Yeah. And
that can actually be more triggering having her there than not, actually.
Yeah, well, she was at one of the weddings, and, I nearly chucked her in the Dumfries River. She was so bad. She acted up so bad, so awful. But that's my memory of that wedding. It had nothing to do with what fun we had, and it snowed in the evening, but I just remember that, so actually it might well be a blessing. Rather than...
I always think you want to look out at your wedding and think, everyone I love is in this room.
Yes.
And anyone that gives you anxiety, or that you don't really get along with, or they go out.
Listen, I went to my stepson's graduation recently, and we were in the halls when they were all walking up. That hall was full of love, the cheers, the support, because everybody was rooting for that person, and that's your wedding,
No, totally, totally. Last week's wedding, the best man got up to do a speech, and he was like, he was in the marquee, and he was like, I'm really nervous. And I said, tell everyone you're nervous. Get them on side. I said, say, this means the world to me. I'm really struggling a bit here. Help me out, guys. And that will get everyone on side. I said, and also, it's a room full of love. And he looked at it and he went, oh, it really is, isn't it? It was so lovely. And
you make him cry.
Amazing speech. He did have a tear. It was lovely. But it's so true.
Yeah.
That atmosphere is lovely. And I think that's going back to what we were saying about brides feeling a bit anxious about walking in. And if you imagine a room full of 100 people, you might go, oh crap, this is really terrifying. But when you think, I know all these people,
you have control.
All love me. Yeah, they all love me. They want to be here. They want to share this.
They're
moment.
rooting for you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a room full of strangers.
Yeah. Aww. Want to give her a hug.
I know. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, let us know. Keep these top tips coming in, because we will share them. We'll put them in the box, and we'll do another episode. Yes, for sure, won't we?
I can keep talking.
Yes, exactly. And the man's shouting at us over there. We do need to round up. What have you got coming up? Where can we all find you?
Oh, got lots of more weddings happening over the next few weeks. It's wonderful and crazy and brilliant. Love it. I am at blankcanvasweddings.co.uk and on Instagram at blankcanvasweddings. So come and see my fabulous venues. And thank you for having me back. It's lovely seeing you.
That's fine. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep those comments on the episodes. That really does help us know what you want and bring you more episodes as well. And we absolutely love all these messages and top tips coming in. The interaction is fantastic, and some of the stuff that's in this box is gold. So keep tuning in. Do listen to us on wherever you listen to your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, wherever, because that's really important to us as well. It supports our industry, supports our brides and grooms getting married, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.